Viewing the model inputs. In addition to viewing model inputs as network overlays, you can access the complete set of information for each node through standardized input screens. You do this by selecting the node, then right-clicking on it. A menu will appear which allows you to access input data as well as results. In this example, we will take a look at the input data for a hydro generating unit. Each node and link in the network contains information for many variables. Inputs are separated into 4 categories that include weekly, daily, hourly, and system variables. As the category names imply, weekly variables remain constant throughout a simulated week, while daily variables are specified for each day of the week, and hourly variables are specified for each hour of a simulated week. That is, 168 input values. You can access detailed hour-by-hour information for each variable if the Detailed checkbox is checked. Double-clicking the variable brings up the Detailed input screen. The screens used to view detailed node inputs all have the same basic arrangement and act the same way. Across the top, there are sort buttons, information on units, and find and update buttons. The midsection is used to select and deselect subsets of data for viewing. The bottom third of the screen shows the information that has been selected and retrieved from the database, along with a graph. We have already selected week 1 in year 2001. Let's now retrieve the input data for this period by clicking on Retrieve. The information is displayed in table format in the bottom part of the screen. By scrolling to the bottom part of the table, you can obtain summary statistics on this variable. You can also look at a graph by double-clicking the graph area. You can maximize the graph for easier viewing. This graph, for example, shows the hourly minimum energy output in 1,000 cubic feet per second for this particular hydropower station. When you are finished, you can minimize the graph again and exit this input screen and node. Similar to nodes, you can view inputs for transmission lines by right-clicking the line you are interested in. A menu will appear where you can choose Edit Input. Transmission lines have only hourly input variables. As transmission lines are bidirectional, a variable value may be entered for each direction. Transmission losses are defined as curves. The curves can be edited by double-clicking on the magnifying glass. Each curve may be a step function with up to 5 steps. You can easily add steps to the curve. You can also quickly delete them. We now exit the input screen for this link. Let's take a look at one more node, a so-called spot market node. A spot market node represents the market for energy at interconnection points with systems that border our simulated region. In this case, we want to view the input data for hourly spot market prices at the southwestern interconnection in our network. You access the information by double-clicking the screen titled Spot Market Prices. You retrieve the results and can view them hour by hour in the table by using the scroll bar. Double-clicking the graph area generates the graph. You can maximize it to clearly see the spot market price pattern with fluctuations between $120 and $205 per megawatt hour. We now exit the screen and this node.